Hello, I am Stephen Flott, the principal of Flott & Co. in Arlington, Virginia. Today I would like to talk to you about U.S. citizenship, who has it, who may not, and why it's important. If you were born anywhere else in the world, or had the citizenship of a country other than the United States, the status of your citizenship in terms of tax wouldn't matter, because where you live is where you would pay tax. However, citizenship is an issue for U.S. citizens because since 1913, when the U.S. Congress enacted the first modern Income Tax Act, it decided to tax based on citizenship in addition to residence. So, for example, people who live in the United States, who are also citizens of other countries, only have to worry about filing tax returns and paying tax in the United States, unless they happen to have income from sources in a country outside the U.S., be it their home country or not. In contrast, U.S. law dictates that U.S. citizens are subject to U.S. tax on their worldwide income from all sources, irrespective of where they reside. For U.S. citizens, when it comes to taxation, living in Lima, Peru is little different than living in Lima, Ohio. Against this background, knowing who is and who is not a U.S. citizen becomes critical to determining your U.S. tax position and your obligation to comply with U.S. tax law. So, a primer on U.S. citizenship is in order. Essentially, anyone born within the United States and its territories is a citizen of the United States by birth. It doesn't matter why or how your parents came to be in the United States, whether they were here legally or otherwise, or how long they or you stayed. If you were physically born in the United States, you are a U.S. citizen. It is important to understand that U.S. citizenship is not consensual. That is, you don't have to want to be a U.S. citizen or do anything affirmative to gain U.S. citizenship. If you were born in the United States, citizenship is automatic by virtue of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, the first sentence of which reads, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States," unquote. U.S. birthright citizenship creates many accidental Americans, people who were born in the United States while their parents were here temporarily for study, vacation, work, or medical reasons. Once conferred by birth, U.S. citizenship cannot be lost by accident. It must be set aside. But that is a subject for another day. What if you're not born in the United States? A different set of rules apply. If both of your parents are U.S. citizens and both are able to pass on their citizenship to you, you are a U.S. citizen irrespective of where you were born. Your parents should have reported your birth abroad at a U.S. consulate in the country where you were born, but even if they did not, you are nonetheless a U.S. citizen by heritage. When one of your parents is a U.S. citizen and the other is the citizen of another country and you were born outside the United States, a different set of rules apply. An example will help. Your father is a Canadian citizen. Your mother is a U.S. citizen. You were born in Canada. Your mother has the ability to confer U.S. citizenship on you, so she goes to the nearest U.S. consulate in Calgary, Toronto, Ottawa, wherever, and registers your birth abroad before you turn 18. You are a U.S. citizen by birth. Now assume your mother did not do that. You are a Canadian citizen by virtue of your birth in Canada to a Canadian citizen. You have a choice about your citizenship. In other words, while you are automatically entitled to U.S. citizenship, you don't have to accept it. That is, you don't have to do anything to assert your citizenship, even though you have a right to it. If you aren't interested in taking up your U.S. citizenship, you don't do anything. You simply remain a Canadian. You have your U.S. passport, you get your Canadian social insurance number, and live your life as a Canadian. The reality is that nothing in U.S. law allows the U.S. government to compel you to become a U.S. citizen. It's your choice. This is a critical point because while it is true you are a U.S. citizen and have the right to obtain a U.S. passport, you are not a U.S. citizen unless you take affirmative steps to assert that citizenship. If you do not, you have no obligation to observe U.S. tax laws. However, if you were born in the United States and your parents took you back as an infant to Canada and you have lived there ever since, you are still a U.S. citizen. And the fact is your Canadian passport will show your place of birth as Boston, Chicago, or Seattle. The fact of your birth in the United States confers U.S. citizenship pure and simple. You are subject to U.S. taxation. U.S. citizens born outside the United States won't have that immediately identifying characteristic in their domestic passports. If you are a U.S. citizen, you are subject to tax on your worldwide income, irrespective of the source of that income. With the new U.S. laws and increased enforcement of U.S. tax laws on citizens living overseas, it is prudent to be proactive. Find out what tax and bank report obligations you have under U.S. law, get proper advice, and take action accordingly. U.S. citizenship equals U.S. taxation. It's that simple. If you would like more information on U.S. tax and bank report filing questions, please visit our website at www.flotco.com. Thank you.